This episode's brought to you by Google Docs, because it's actually what we use.
This is Hot Drop, where we bring you premier PUBG analysis and scary pressurized drops. I'm Cody,
And I'm Lemon John.
and let's get into it. All right, Lemon,
Discord peeps.
we got to do some real thanks to the Discord because you guys are just kind of holding it down. I know
Holding it down.
everybody's super busy. I know I'm busy. You're busy. You're preparing to leave us again.
Pretty soon, a week from today.
As Daniel comes back to us, Lemon's gonna leave us.
Have you actually seen us in the same room ever?
I mean, they heard us in the same room.
Well, it could have been just Dan doing different voices.
That is true. He could have. So we did one reveal, but it clearly could have been stand-ins.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has some real friends.
Are you?
Well, he did abandon all of his family and friends to move to Italy.
For good. I think he's just there.
Yeah, he's just gone. The snaps just show random like brick places.
He's sending you snaps, the bastard.
No, he's not sending them to me.
Oh my gosh.
His wife is just putting them on her story, and he happens to be in them, so it's proof that he is there.
I heard they adopted a pizza.
I'm pretty sure they did. Yep. Yeah. He left her for a new life. She left him for a new life. It all worked out.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we were saying though. Discord peeps, you guys are doing amazing jobs. You guys have really just kind of shown us how great it is that you're kind of stepping up when we can't just be there to moderate all the time, and it feels good to know that I can kind of hop back in and out whenever I want throughout the week because it's just been insane this week.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who, like, I know who have been busy at work or in their real lives and haven't been on the Discord as regularly, but we still get, plenty of interaction, a good community and all that, even without. So it's really nice to see that it kind of just happens without us necessarily having to do it much.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah. I would like to apologize because clearly I have dropped the ball on the top 10 videos. There was just no way I could fit it into my schedule. So we are like a billion weeks behind at this point. I get it. I understand. You can ban, every single one of you can ban me when you listen to this episode and hear it. Just all how bans work for any of you who don't know. You go into the Discord, you hit that nice little caps lock button like this. Boop. And then you just write BAN at Lord Beardface, and I will get that, and I will promptly leave because that is how bans work.
Ban at Lord Beardface.
Yep, ban at Lord Beardface. So again, real sorry. We'll get to those. I promise. I just definitely dropped that ball. Not going
and
hard
keep
in the
working.
paint.
Keep working. We'll make sure to ban Lord Beardface one of these days.
One day when I'm not Hot Dropper in Chief. Too bad there's not an impeachment in the process in here, right?
Yeah, I feel like there would have to be some coup with Dan.
Well, here's the
to
thing.
Get you thrown out.
It literally couldn't be because I set up the Discord, so I would have to be the one to get rid of it. So Dan has literally every single right that I do in the Discord except for one, and that is to delete me.
Oh my gosh.
All hail Lord Beardface. Okay, anyway. So we had some really cool challenge of the weeks this week. We had the no heals challenge, right? And I was really curious as to who had won because I haven't been able to kind of keep up with the Discord this week. But when I looked back, how cool is it? So first of all, it was super close between two people, right? Mm-hmm. The runner-up was within 5 points of the winner in BP. No heals throughout the game. You cannot heal. You cannot use any heals. 5 points. And the winner was the Downward Spiral with 422 points. Okay? Brilliantly, coming in second place was Ocean on mobile with 417 points, almost stomping all the competition to death with these two.
Who's close?
This was a good week. This was a
Yeah.
great week. And so we do have another one coming up, and that is, I believe it's bolt actions and pistols. Heals are okay. Smoke grenades, stun grenades are okay. No frags. So get out there. Post it in there, people. We need it. We want you to post your BP scores. Again, bolt action and pistol. Heals are okay. Smoke and stun okay. No grenades. Get in there. Rank up. See who wins. Great job, Rez. Great job, Ocean.
Sir, there is an incoming transmission. What is it? It seems as though there is a rebel militia attacking our eastern front. My God.
Hulk Hogan style. We're going to drop that big leg on the British Bulldog. It is Nick, IroniCBullet, from the Discord. If you don't know me by Nick and PDX, which used to be my name on the Discord, and I'm here with Rez. What's up, Rez?
Hey, man, what's going on? Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. We are taking over this podcast. We were invited on this podcast, which is a huge honor. I was extremely excited about this, and I'm super happy that they invited us on here, Rez.
Yeah, happy to get that call again after them surprising me out of the blue totally last time, inviting me to do that spot about one of the live patches, and getting that call again. I'm looking forward to somebody else getting married.
Yeah, come on, Cody. So you have like the Rez phone, kind of like the Bat phone. You're just the red light rings, and you come and run in to save the day.
Oh yeah, yep, coming in, bringing those hot takes.
Absolutely. The community that this is the Hot Drop, Dan, Cody, and we'll add Lemon in there too. On the Discord, crazy good. It's the best Discord I'm involved in. I look at it all day, even if I'm not playing PUBG, Rez. I'm looking at it to see what's going on the hot banter side, or the music side of things, or the food. I like to see what everybody's doing because I've kind of got to know a lot of the guys on the Discord and gals.
I constantly checking the Discord. It's a problem. It's an illness. My wife has the Instagram illness. I have the Discord illness, and it's not good. But it's good. But it's not good.
It is good. It's not good that you guys are taking up all our time. Join the Discord. If you play PUBG, you're going to find great players either on the PC side, Xbox side, or mobile side. The mobile side is humongous. It's probably, I don't know how big it is. You were saying to me earlier that we actually need another team.
Yeah, I think that they're close to filling up, or now filled up, and ITTTom rules that clan with an iron fist, and if you don't poke your head up in 30 days, you're out. So they're filling up, and I think they're probably even going to be starting another clan soon. So it's nuts. I mean, it's the people are coming in, new guys every day, new ladies, guys. They're coming in every day now. We're always welcoming somebody, and it's just really popping off, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, and just not even on playing just games. People are just talking to each other. You stated there's no drama, and last week's show they talked about how people kind of just police themselves, and I actually have not had a single problem on the Discord with anybody. And when somebody jumps in new and you see their name pop up, everybody's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, thanks for joining the Discord. And it's not really the host of the show. It's just everybody is like welcoming everybody in. And that's really cool to see, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's so difficult to not have drama in a Discord. And I think everybody understands. I mean, the whole mouse and keyboard topic could have easily, just went down the spiral, if you will, and just devolved into a bad thing. And it didn't. I mean, we talked with another podcast civilly about a topic that could have been done uncivilly. So it's just one microcosm of how this Discord is amazing. And we had the unfortunate situation with one of our members this past week, and everybody rushed to try to pick him up and see him through the dark times that he's heading into. And it's just one of the many things that goes on in this Discord. And and how we've built a community that cares for each other. And it's just an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, you're right. That's a really great point there. I generally don't talk about my personal life online or anything like that. I generally don't, say personal things. I have to some of the guys on the Discord just because I feel comfortable now with them. But also last month I had, my appendix ruptured and it blew up inside of me and I had to have surgery. And I actually mentioned it on the Discord because I felt like I should. I don't know why, but I was like, hey, off topic here. And it was really cool how everybody was like, hey, man, are you okay? And even like a couple weeks later, people playing on Xbox asked me how I'm doing. I really appreciate that, guys. It's really cool of everybody.
It is an amazing thing to see. So that's definitely our Discord.
It definitely is.
Definitely. And I think we're going to move into the new Xbox community post.
Yeah.
That has gone up. And it came just recently. So we got some good information in here. Some October updates coming up. They have 2 patches planned along with a hotfix coming next week. So that's something to see how let's hope they don't screw it up. But it's going to be addressing the achievement situation of not tracking or unlocking properly, and let's hope they square that away without messing up something else. So we'll see about that. And then the content update for October, they've given us some information. So again, it looks like we're immediately catching up to the PC on what they have, with being given the quick marker system about the markers going on the compass. And I think we're both in agreement that we have no problem with the compass marker system, right, Nick?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the markers, period. Like leaving them on the map, taking them off the map, anything. It doesn't really bother me. We kind of know generally how we're going now. And we all kind of know the 3 maps now. It's not like we're lost out there anymore. But having it put up on the compass is really going to be beneficial when Rez is like, hey, the guy's at, west 250 or whatever it might be, and I'm kind of southwest of him, and then I can look on the marker and go, oh, here it is right here. I think that's the biggest beneficial that's going to help us, especially in like squads or duos or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something I'm going to look forward to, because one of the problems with the Xbox system, and I don't know why it's this way, is the compass is in such bad shape. I made this comment. I was watching ITTTom play on mobile when he was streaming it to Twitch, and I noticed the compass right away. It's huge. It's big. It's easily readable, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. The Xbox, you need a magnifying glass at the ready. To see, the coordinates. So I think that's going to be a big quality of life improvement.
That's such a good point, because also the compass is on a mobile screen. I mean, come on.
I know. I mean, I have this monitor here, and again, it's like, oh, is that 240 or 250? And then I'm dead. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So they're also going to be doing the increased maximum sensitivity. And I honestly don't even know what that exactly means. But I'll mess around with it. But great. Maybe some people are looking forward to it. But I don't know what that means. And then we are going to get the barrel and the MK47 weapons that the PC are getting, and the scooter. So point click can work on jumping the river in a scooter. That'll be definitely a thing to cruise around on the Vespa. So that's cool. And then the laser sight. Again, I'm not even sure yet what weapons that goes on, or how beneficial. I do remember, I think the PC folks said it's not really that beneficial. But
Rez, did you play any of the Black Ops beta?
I did not.
Okay, so they have a laser sight in there and it's useless.
Yeah.
So I don't know how, I don't know if it's going to be beneficial to us or not.
Yeah, because laser sight, I would think, is fairly close quarters. If you're outside and the sun's out, I don't know how much you see a laser beam.
Especially with weather, if it was foggy out, is the laser going to be more enhanced now? I doubt Bluehole would actually do that, but...
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll toss it on a weapon, but I don't know. And then the reward systems. Rewards can be earned through different ways. Details coming soon, so we'll get more details on that. But so, again, catching right back up to the PC. Now, is this content going to come without any issues? I don't know, but it's definitely cool to know that right with the PC, kind of neck and neck, and we can always kind of experience things together. Now, they also did mention training mode in this community post, but they mentioned that they had planned it for October, but due to the stability issues, they're pushing it to November. So, again, when we finally get it, are we going to care about it?
Yeah, sad face. I want to try it. I don't think I really care.
It's one of those things, I want to get in there, but am I going to get in there? Like, am I going to bother with it? Even though I know I wanted it in the beginning because I wanted to practice with attachment and whatnot. Oh, is this thumb grip better than this lightweight grip? Whatever. But when you actually have time to play, do you want to actually be playing instead of training? So we'll see. So this weekend also, make sure you log in once a day. You're going to get a bonus of 400 XP. When I logged back in this evening, I got it, and it put me over to level 30, so I finished out my pass. So definitely,
Nice.
Yeah, make sure you log in tomorrow and Sunday once to get that 400 XP.
I don't think it's really going to be a problem for all of us to log in once a day.
No, I don't think so. I
think most of the people on here love logging in.
Yes. But we don't like disconnecting, and that's the last thing they mention here.
Yes.
That this continues to be an issue. The hotfix last week did not completely fix this issue. They're continuing to ask for reports. They appreciate our feedback. Let's just hope our feedback turns into results. But that's this week's community post. So again, good things to come. Like normal. I mean, it's been, aside from a few issues, again, this game is still PUBG, and it's still, in my opinion, the top dog. So that was our community post. And I think we're going to talk about the war mode update.
Yeah, so last week, the British invasion, Scalespeeder and Jamie really covered the war mode basically ran through September 20th and the 23rd. And that was a 2-team of 10 players, up to 150 points. Each kill gave you 3 points per kill. And that was fun. And I know me and you both had problems trying to log in last week and play with our friends. So now this week, they have made it easier, and this is war mode between the 27th and the 30th, is to actually invite your friends. And Rez, you were telling me that you actually had an opportunity to play with some of your buddies and some of the people off the Discord.
Yeah, so we played right when it dropped last night, and we were able to play a couple of games. And then the usual stuff started creeping in. The disconnects, slowing down of the lobbies, people getting kicked out of the lobbies, and some people got frustrated and then said, let's just play the normal mode. So I experienced that last night. That's what I experienced last week. Last week it was even worse for me. I played the first night. I got in the first game, and then immediately got disconnected from Xbox Live 12 times in a row. I counted them. It just kept disconnecting me, and I said, forget it, and I didn't even play the war mode anymore that night. But we played last night. Again, we got into one game, played it well, and then it started happening again, and people said, let's just play normal. So it goes through ebbs and flows. Earlier today, I played it. We had a horrible time of creating the original lobby. Again, we played one game, and then we tried to create the next lobby when we added a fifth person, and it just wouldn't work. Everything was slowing down. It was sluggish. Invites weren't being received.
Definitely still some issues. Number one issue is that they gave us a war mode event on Miramar. Miramar still, in the regular mode, the regular Battle Royale mode, still loads really bad for a lot of players. I still have a lot of players that I'm playing with are like, my guns are not here, or I'm running inside of a stairway that's actually blocked off and I'm getting stuck. That is still happening. I mean, this morning I was playing war mode and I had to kill one of my teammates who actually was on the mic and was like, hey, I'm stuck. And I had to come shoot him just so he could respawn and like join the war mode.
Yeah.
This week, I do like the difference from last week is that we have 3 teams of 8. So now we have 24 players. It's a little bit longer match. They moved it up to 15 minutes instead of 12 minutes. The 3 teams does give it a faster pace because it takes up a little bit more of the map. With the 2 teams of 10, I felt like one team was kind of on one side, the other team was kind of on the other side. With anybody that dropped with like the AWM was sniping, and then the other players were kind of pushing in the middle. That's how I felt. And then the communication problem for me on the war mode, it's just when I'm playing with randoms, nobody's using their mics, so there's no communication, and it's just really hard to play like that. I had one war mode, or I think 5 or 6 of us had mics, and we dominated. We just called out every single thing, and we completely destroyed the other 2 teams. And then after that, you can't really speak to anybody. It's frustrating.
And you were mentioning the 3 teams, and I think that actually breaks up the game a little bit. You're not dealing with 2 teams entrenched in a position for both of them that's advantageous. the addition of that third team, I think, kind of breaks things up a little bit, and it allows a team not to be able to hold a position and create that feeling of kind of more of an erratic feel and trying to gain position the entire time. You're not just holding position; you're trying to encroach on a position and take that position. So I definitely like the aspect of the added team. I had some questions for you, Nick, and I wonder what you think. And
Let's do it.
I wondered if the airplane spawn again creates that ability to just hold a position, and I'm curious if a random ground spawn would assist in just maybe spawning a couple of people together and then trying to work and gain some ground that way instead of this plane drop. What do you think about that?
Two things. One, if there was a random spawn with like another player, that would be great if we were communicating and we can push together and actually work together to try to take over a spot. My first initial, when you asked me this question, was thinking that I like the drop because I like to be able to change exactly where I'm at. And sometimes when you drop and you look down and you see 5 markers over to the right with all you, like your team has like adjusted and they've moved to the right, you kind of want to land with them. So if I just randomly spawn somewhere and actually all 5 of my teammates are across the map, that's going to make it really hard for me to link back up with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like the airdrop. I think it's beneficial just to be able to get back to your team.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of the aspect of trying to keep the game flowing and moving, and the other aspect of that is the dropping of first aid kits. And I'm curious how would the game change if we got rid of the first aid kits, and maybe had a stash that got randomly spawned somewhere. You grab a first aid kit, but coming down, I just wondered if it maybe again speed up the game a little bit, not allow the entrenching into positions. What do you think about first aid kits?
Yeah, I like this idea. You asked me this off of the podcast. It gave me a little time to think, and initially I thought, no, I like being able to pick up and re-heal myself because it doesn't give you boosters, so you can never get full health again. But I like being able to kill somebody and pick up their health packs too and kind of carry them. This was something I was thinking about too, is that I wish they had a care package drop in the middle of the match somewhere hidden. It's not coming out of a plane. It's pre-spawned there, and you can actually find it and actually get different gear out of it. I like the idea of maybe it being found, and that's a spot you have to hold or something like that, so you can reload your weapons or get more ammo. I do like your second point there of maybe having a centralized location or something like that where there is like a health kit in there or something.
Okay, we've buttoned up the war mode update pretty good.
Yeah,
and I think let's open up some questions. The questions of the week. Questions of the week.
Questions of the week. So the first question is I put in here as a load grenade from Ping, and shame on you, Ping, for asking us. His question is, what is the one thing you would change about the game? Now, easy question, but then he says, follow up, you cannot use lost connection, Play-Doh building, or the usual glitches. So he wants something out there that maybe one of us have picked up that maybe somebody else hasn't picked up. And Rez, you had a really, really good one.
I feel that certain heals should be able to be healed on the run. The syringes, I mean, you can run and syringe yourself. That's I can see the realism in that. You can run and jam a first aid syringe. Now, bandages, medikit, I'm cool with not being able to run and do those at the same time. So you have to stop and bandage. You have to stop and do the medikit. But definitely, I would like to see how things would work if you could run and slam a syringe into your arm. That would be my answer, to see maybe in a test environment how that would work.
Yeah, and on top of that, Rez, what about driving in the car? If you're not the driver, why can't you heal?
Right.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I think if you're not driving the car, you should be able to slam a syringe into your arm. You're seated down, you're not moving. That's a real pet peeve for me. I think if you're running and being able to heal, I like that idea. I think it would change the aspect of the flow of the game too, because you won't have to stop and heal, especially when you're running through the blue zone and you're taking damage and you finally make it. You have to stop and heal. You know?
Yeah.
And so that's when you kind of get picked off if people are, holding on to that blue zone or the the play zone and picking off people running in from the blue zone. One of the things that I have, Ping, for your question is I have a pet peeve when it goes into when I'm aiming down my sights, and I don't know, maybe it's just my controller and this doesn't happen to anybody else, but I get stuck in the first person sometimes when I'm trying to pull out of my sights and I'm in a gunfight, and then I just completely potato the situation because it throws me off. And I don't know why first person in this game throws me off so bad. I play a ton of first person shooters, but it just does. And I potato the whole event, and then I'm dead. And I'm like, man, I couldn't get out of first person. And I cannot just focus on shooting the guy. I'm more focused on fixing the first person being stuck aspect.
No, it's anything to do with, there is certain shooting mechanics that are very clunky. Moving from a stop. It's all stuff that should be loosened up a little bit. And I think I'm with you. I get what you're saying.
Awesome. I'm glad somebody's out there with me. All right, so the next question is from Point Click Dead, and this is for you, Rez. How do you balance your home life with streaming?
Well, Point Click Dead, this was a great question. It's something I always actually think about. Recap. I'm married, 2 kids, full-time job, and that's not like any. I'm not saying I'm the only one out there, but it is really difficult to balance it all. And lately, my balance is back off. So for a while, I said, okay, I'm playing PUBG. Not going to play anything else. I didn't buy the new Destiny 2 expansion because that game puts me into a grind. It makes me stay up late. PUBG, I can get in, I can get out. So I said, okay, my schedule for streaming is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 9 to 12, and then Saturday and a little bit later. And everything was working well. On Tuesday and Thursday, I wouldn't play. My wife would be home. I say, I'm going to hang with you. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I would get off roughly around midnight, and everything was good. But then I bought Forsaken again, and then
got into that Destiny 2 grind.
Yeah, and I'm back at it again. And it's funny. Somebody mentions this all the time, and it's Dano's good friend Stephen Wrigglemania. He mentions it all the time about hanging with your kid, and I definitely don't like the fact that I play as much as I do. Because I could be hanging a little bit more. I mean, I love my kids and I'll do anything for them, but I definitely do. I would warn people on playing instead of doing stuff with your kids. I mean, it's a tough one, and so I would say, how do I balance it? I probably could do better. That's what I would say to you, Point Click, man. It's not easy, and I'm trying to build a base. I'm trying to build a streaming base, because I'm trying to point my stream in a more charitable direction. And to do that, you need to put time in. You need to do the streams. And so it's kind of a back and forth. It's not easy. I really appreciate that question.
And we know streamers out there do that full-time job. So that's got to be tough if they have kids and they're doing that. I like the idea that you mentioned that you actually had a schedule from when you're going to stream so your family knew what was going on and what dad is up to. I think that helps out a lot, and that's very smart of you, man.
Well, yeah, but I've fallen off of it, so I got to get back on it. Well, and also the thing is that the Discord is calling for somebody to show their game or whatever, and not to blame it on the Discord, but I'm just saying you want to make sure you provide that service. So.
Rez, I can't tell you how many times I'm hanging out and I see somebody, hey, need one on Xbox. And I'm like, honey, I'm just going to play it. Yeah. It's tough. All right, so follow-up question from Point Click Dead is, do you find it easier to lead or follow, and why?
Talked about this before, and I feel like I want to lead a team, and most of it's because I feel like I'm already thinking so much of everything that's going on in the game. I'm looking at the circles constantly. I'm looking at the terrain. I'm thinking, where's the best place we should go? Where are people most likely coming from? I feel like I'm already entrenched in the game. I want to make those calls. Most of the time I want to lead, but I also don't mind letting other people lead. And I feel more comfortable with certain people leading because I feel like their play type leads up with mine. Like, for example, Scale Speeder. If I'm playing with Scale, I let him lead because I know he's thinking the same things that I'm thinking. So I would say it's a mixture of both. Mostly I like the lead, and again, it's not like a pompous thing. It's just that I feel more comfortable calling the shots.
The lead or follow thing, it really depends on who I'm playing with. And a lot of times in the morning, just because our schedule matches up, is Matt Von Doom. I play with him a lot. I recognize that he's a better shooter and player than I am, so a lot of times I will follow him. Now, if I'm getting into a squad with 4 people from the Discord that I kind of play with here and there, and I don't really know their game style maybe too well, and people are not picking where to go, I will definitely drop the marker and like, hey, let's go here, let's try this. I have no problem just shooting that out there. So follow or lead, I'm kind of more of a follower, but I have no problem leading if nobody else is going to jump out and lead ahead of time, you know what I mean?
Gotcha, yep.
All right, so the last question is from ITTTom, and I think I said one more T.
Yeah.
That's just for because Tom is so awesome, so we got to give him an extra T. He says, you both stream gameplay and have involved in games that have been streamed. So what do you think is one of the easiest things for a new streamer to correct early on to avoid any problems down the road? Now, let me say something real quick, and that is to Tom, I do not stream. I appreciate you thinking I'm streaming, and I'm all over the place. So, Rez, this is all you, buddy.
Well, I think, Tom, this is another great question, and it's something that I've been trying to work on. Like, I've had a Twitch channel for 3 years. Didn't really get serious till the last year or so. A year and a half or so. You definitely have to find your niche. You have to, you can't just be good at a game. Some people can get those viewers like Ninja. You got to find your niche. You can't just be good at a game to get anywhere while streaming. And that's what I'm trying to do. At first, I just wanted to talk to viewers because I love it. I love being able to meet people and talk to people from England, New Zealand, Australia, Mexico, all over the U.S. It's just Canada. It's been an amazing thing to stream. But now I'm trying to find, in the last couple of months, I've decided, this is what I want to do. I want to move in the charitable direction. So that's going to be hopefully my niche. I want to stream for a charity once a month. So I think you just got to find your niche and go from there.
I was going to say, on top of that, since I don't really stream and I don't really watch streamers too much, Rez, you do a really good job. I have watched you, and I've actually watched Ray a lot too, who's on the Discord. And I know Shubly's been starting up too, and I've watched his stream a couple times. I have picked up a couple tips by watching Ray play. I think I've watched him a little bit more than anybody else. So that is an interesting aspect of it for me, is to try to pick up something from somebody.
Yeah, I don't know if I really answered his particular question, but I kind of changed his question a little bit. I hope he doesn't mind that.
You formed it to what you know. And ITT finishes this off with, thanks always, long-time follower, first-time caller, ITTTom. Thanks for calling, Tom. I really appreciate it. The last thing that, Rez, you wanted to talk about is that you're doing a charity stream. You mentioned a couple times, but when is that happening, man?
So November 3rd, this is going to be my first foray. I did this a little bit earlier this year, but I didn't do it in a long stream type form. But I'm going to prepare for it this time. So November 3rd, starting at midnight, I'm going to go live and stream PUBG or Fallout 76 beta if that's still live. But most of the day is going to be PUBG. So I'm going to be looking for hot droppers to come in, try to be clean, and we're gonna try to get chicken dinners and maybe raise some money for my local children's hospital. So I'm going to be working with Extra Life, which raises funds for the local miracle hospitals, and mine is Hasbro in Providence, Rhode Island. So I'll be looking forward to have people in my stream, not looking for monetary donations per se. Your eyes, your ears, keep a tab open for me. Get my viewership up. Maybe I can get some folks in there and just maybe raise some money for a good cause. I met some of these kids over the past summer. It's their stories, they're pretty amazing little kids to go through what they've gone through. So again, I look forward to maybe seeing you guys in there, and I appreciate everything. Again, the twitch.tv/THEDWNWRDSPIRAL, the downward spiral. I wish I put those vowels there. It would be a lot easier.
And that will be in a link on the Discord. I'm sure that you will post that in there.
Will do.
Doing that, so everybody jump in there and follow Rez and support him on this. This is a really charitable event for anything Children's Hospital. Is fantastic.
Looking forward to it.
So finally, I just want to say thank you to Dano and Cody for letting me do this. I really appreciate it. I love your guys' show. Thanks for having me on, and congratulations to Dano and Miss Dano for getting married. And now Liam Neeson is trying to save them in Italy right now.
Mm-hmm. And that is it for the Xbox Bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll follow me, we are now entering the personal computer place.
The PC test server patch was moved over to live
Right.
recently. But besides that, you know, we don't have too much to talk about on the PC side.
Like, what do you mean by too much?
Well, we had the patch, but we talked about that last week. Besides that, there's not really news.
You know what that is, John?
What? What is that?
That's dumb as hell. I'd really like to talk about how dumb as hell that is.
Dumb as hell.
You're so dumb. Really dumb. For real.
Dumb as hell. How can we be a PUBG podcast and have a whole section blank? The personal computer side of it all. Blank. Empty. Nothing. What are we, a bunch of hacks?
Yeah, I think so.
Do I blame us? No, I don't. I blame Bluehole. Give us some content. Give us something.
Yeah.
It's been weeks. This is garbage.
A week?
Ah, 10 years. Make it happen. That was hell.
You know, you didn't sound quieter, but it sounded like you were getting further from your mic, like you just needed more space to rage that whole time.
My bar was red, straight red the whole time. It just went red and it was like, no, you can't talk this loud.
I imagine that bar as a vocal recognition for how much pain the computer is in. It's like if you're screaming in someone's ear, they would be red, right?
Each time it just doesn't want me to get to the dumb as hell section. Please, not again, man. I have kids at home.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, that's pretty much PCP, but we can hop into a Jamagby.
Roll it.
Jamagby.
All right, so what do you want to talk about for Jamagby? What do we got? We haven't had one in a little while.
Yeah, we haven't. I was just thinking about this. We played a bit last week, and when I played, I realized that the new weapon Mutant was out.
Yes. In fact, I believe what you said was, Mutant? What is this?
Probably. So we just recently got the barrel. Now we have Mutant.
Correct.
And it just made me think that eventually there has to be an end to adding weapons to the game, right?
You would think so.
Right. So, I mean, there's a limited number of loot spawns, so there's a top value.
At some point,
least.
It gets flooded away.
Right. It's an insane number, but, you know, theoretically, there's a maximum to the number of things. And if you take it down to, like, a more reasonable position, if you add, I don't know how many more, but eventually if you add enough weapons, then even on Sanhok, it'll be tough to find your preferred loadout.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And at some point, it would just be useless weapons, not even your preferred loadout. It would be weapons you would never pick up.
Well, it could be, I think it's one of maybe two things. I haven't thought this all through yet, but at least one of two. Either you get weapons that are incredibly similar to another weapon with just maybe a different model related to it and maybe some slight tweaks to the stats, but they basically feel the same, which is kind of what we had for a while with the M4 and the Scar. Or you get weapons that are never picked up, are never used, and you basically get frustrated when you see it.
The Winnie, the crossbow, stuff like that.
Yeah, except now I'm assuming that it will be ARs. That's all they've put out since the. Well, I guess the Mutant is a AR.
It's a
Yeah, it's an
DMR, I
AR.
guess, but it's an AR, you know. And
Yeah.
Dan and I think a couple of weeks back, we're talking about this. We're like, they need to introduce some more SMGs into this group.
That would be interesting.
They need to put in different kinds of SMGs, or maybe even some different like heavy weapons. They said for a while they were going to add in like the riot shield that you could use, but it had damage and you would have to drop it at some point, and it was limiting. But even that, I don't want that to muddy the waters of the flow of the game or how it works.
Yeah, the thing is when you get to a certain size and like meta, like a lot of people have figured this game out. There's a competitive meta now. There's like a casual meta. It's whatever build you want to kind of load out, and there's like a generic way to play it, right? Like
Yep.
you should. The general rule of thumb is you should probably have a long range weapon and a close range weapon, right?
Yep.
So the more you add to that, the more mixed up the meta becomes, but not in like almost not in a good way. It just kind of confuses the game if you add too many aspects to it, I think. I have no idea what this point is, but I'm curious what the Discord would think about it, because it's not something that I've ever really thought about before. Like, new content could be bad, right? Like, that's totally a clickbait article and not something that I would think is like something I would decide on for a game. But eventually, my beautiful QBZ and my barrel are going to disappear, and I don't want that to happen.
Because then you just have like a freely rotating group of weapons that you don't always want. You want to have the ones in there. I mean, if they got rid of the M16 today, I wouldn't care as long as they made another one a permanent fixture.
If they got rid of the M16?
Yeah, I would give zero shits.
Yeah.
But if they replace that with something else as a permanent weapon, I'd be like, all right, cool, I'm down. But they wouldn't do that. You know, they would add them in, and then you would be stuck with probably 3 or 4 ARs total.
Yeah.
The 3 SMGs, all the revolvers that nobody uses. That's, you know what? That's the thing that I hate about this is like they keep adding in things that I'm not going to use for a long time, that it's fun to try out. I mean, the crossbow's always been there, but nobody uses the crossbow. They have the revolvers there, which have all these attachments, but I'm never going to use them. And then they have the Winchester or the shotguns that are good for early game, but nobody keeps them throughout the game.
Right.
And so, like, when you have all these weapons and they, from time to time, add more halfway useless weapons, I go, all right, cool. Like the Mutant, I don't think it has all that much longevity. But it's a fun one to use right now. I'm not going to lie about that. Like, I enjoy it. It's not going to become a part of my full-time loadout.
Right. Yeah, so I think there are 2 different ways to kind of view this, and one is on Sanhok, you basically want to land and get your loadout right away. On some of the other maps, you kind of expect, and by some of the others, I mean Miramar specifically, and sometimes Erangel, you expect to land, get maybe a non-ideal loadout, and loot along the way dead bodies or other places to get what you want as your ideal, right?
You can't always get what you want. There's not always the right load on Sanhok. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get a 1911.
Yeah, exactly. But like on Sanhok, since the loot is so plentiful, it's rare that...
Damn it, hold on. I missed an opportunity to say you get a QBZ. That would actually rhyme. Damn it.
Redo.
I can't redo it now. Then it just makes me look pretentious. Damn it.
That's all right.
Keep going.
Good effort.
Episode ruined.
It's not the American Takeover. It's the ruined episode. But yeah, so the fact that like there's 2 kind of different ideas around this game, like I don't want to spend my time looting anymore, and that's why I love Sanhok so much. I don't really appreciate that side of the game much anymore after doing it, hundreds of times. And there are people who like it and enjoy kind of like, playing with random weapons until they get what they what they need.
You know what I find is that we kind of just get sucked into it unwillingly.
The looting?
Yeah.
I think
agree
on
with you.
Sanhok it's really easy to just keep looting because there's so much fun.
Yeah, you're moving through things all the time, you know, like, well, we got to
That's
run
true,
north anyway, and if I just go a foot to the left, I'll have to run through this building.
No, I think you're right, and I think we should keep that in mind as we play because I think it's a very valid point. It's something it's really easy to do because there's so much plentiful loot and it's so good that you think that in the next house it could just have the last thing that you need, like the grip that you want or whatever. But in most cases, it's better to just keep running and like actually fight some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you like the idea of getting more of a random loot out or loadout, and then working your way up to your ideal loadout, then adding some lower tier weapons or keeping them in makes sense. But if your expectation from the game is you want to land, get looted in that one location, and then just never loot for the rest of the game, then having additional guns that may or may not be as usable as the ones currently there is just frustrating, right?
Would you maybe take a chance and say,
take a chance
on me that it's dumb as hell?
No, because
okay.
Because it's two different like ideas surrounding the game, and I'm willing to bet that there are some people in our Discord on either side.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that some days we as a group do end up going like, no, let's just get our loadout. Let's get our loadout. And other days we're like, no, we've looted way too long. We need to go. You're not going to find your loadout today. Go away and shoot some people in the face.
Right, but I mean the expectation when landing in a spot, like the people who are willing to play with like the non-ideal and just keep working through the game, versus the people who kind of have the guns that they want to have and want to use them immediately.
Yep, that's valid. I would very much like to know what everybody thinks in the Discord. This could be a talking point. So get in there. Let us know how you feel about your drops and like whether or not you can work with whatever you got, or you have to find your loadout to call it a day when it comes to looting.
Yeah, and whether you think we need additional weapons in the game. Like, is there a kind of a niche that isn't covered yet that you would like to be covered? I think that's an interesting topic. Like, is there, when you brought up SMGs, that actually made me think, oh, is there an SMG that maybe we should have in the game that would be a fun kind of.
I would love a P90.
P90 would be nuts.
I would love it.
Oh man, I love those in Counter-Strike. Those were ridiculous.
Yeah, my times in Counter-Strike Global Offensive as well. As all of the veterans of that game call it. That game, of course, is Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I was just kind of thinking about that. So this has been me, John, making a Jamag P.
Me, John, making John makes a great point.
Got a question for you.
What kind of question?
Question from the week.
It's the question from the week. All right, well, what's the first question?
We got a couple, and they're kind of pointed towards the invaders. Well,
the takeovers.
But I think we can give our answers for them. Take a little thunder.
Yeah, these are some cool questions. We got some from Point Click Dead and Colonel Ping and Tom. So we just felt that we wanted to answer these two because they're really cool. So sorry, guys. My podcast. I don't know what to tell you.
Get sucked on.
So, John, the first one is, how do you balance your home life with streaming?
So because my streaming is analogous to kind of game playing with the boys, I'm going to answer it in more of a broad sense and just balance, gaming personal solo time versus time with my wife, which is my home life in general. It's relatively straightforward right now because, we're recently married and don't have kids or anything like that. So when we were living together before she moved off to London,
For context, that sounds really bad. We're recently married, but also she moved out and she's in London.
okay, so long story, doesn't matter. She's in London for work.
They're
I go
happily
and visit
married
her.
still.
Still quite happily married, getting through it, and hopefully she'll be coming back to us soon. So it was all about schedule and expectations, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to play games and leave your partner to do like make food, do dishes, whatever. We both were coming home from a long day at work. Neither one of us, had tons of energy. So the key thing was trying to, for me, it was trying to like lessen the impact that my gaming schedule had on her life in a negative way. So trying to get her like making sure that she had something to do during that time. Like that's not my responsibility, but just like, reminding her that I have games on a specific night and I'm going to play and stream them and to see if she wanted to go out with her friends or anything like that. I think that was nice. And then making sure that after I was done, I would clean up the kitchen, anything, that kind of thing.
Good answer. Survey says
5.
Ding, ding. For me, it is pretty hard actually. My wife is a saint, a fiery red-haired saint, and she knows that like this is a thing that I love to do, and this is a thing that connects myself and Dan, and like it got you and I to be friends, and even though you still deny that one.
Pretty sure I'm friends with Dan.
Yeah, yep, that's how that goes. And
I just like continuing the joke now. It just made me laugh a lot when you told me that again, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a dick.
And like the way that this community took off, like it made it easier for my wife to see that because like we talk constantly. Like she's my best friend in the entire world, so I get to tell her the things that happen here. And because she knows how cool this Discord is and how awesome, it's not even about PUBG at this point, because she could care less about pub gangsters as she refers to it. But
the memeiest of the wives.
Yeah, she is. And so she kind of just goes like, all right, like I absolutely support everything that's going on there. Like make the time, but stay on a schedule. And that's the hardest part is like, I have to dedicate these amount of hours to it each week. And that means like, I'm not with her and the kids or the dog, or, I only got like 3/4 of the lawn mowed today. But it, like those things, like they matter. So like, I'll go, all right, well, I'll mow the lawn a different time or I'll get on, but it's definitely always a balancing act, but yeah, it's totally worth it. It's hella fun.
Oh yeah. The other thing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Huge announcement, and Dan's not even here. We hit 30,000 downloads.
What?
30,000 downloads, 30,000. And that's all you guys. I mean, I'm accountable for like 2 of every episode, but still, 30,000 unique downloads on this podcast as of last Thursday. Huge news. Round of applause for all of you. This is amazing. Boom.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Wow.
You were saying?
I think my thing is a little lessened by that.
I mean, go ahead, throw it out there.
No, I was just going to say that my wife knows that it's how I basically de-stress and decompress when I play games. So she's not, like, as long as there's adequate time allocated elsewhere, she doesn't mind when I play games. She's always like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Not always like I can do it forever and always, but, as long as it's been reasonably allotted.
Yes, agreed. All right, next question. Do you find it easier to lead or follow, and why? And so, like, I'm wondering if this just means, like, in life. So let's answer based on life, because I can't imagine there's another one without context.
PUBG.
Maybe.
No, definitely.
No, I don't know.
I'm gonna answer it in terms of PUBG because I feel like it's an indicator for life. But
Ooh, that's deep.
um, so I don't mind following at all. I think that when I go into a team and somebody has like a plan for what they want to do, uh, I'm totally game to play by their plan, by their game plan.
Game to play by the rules.
Yeah,
It's a rebel with a cause. And that cause is your game plan.
exactly. I have no issues with that. But when I join a team and everybody's kind of wishy-washy and doing their own thing, or like sometimes during our squad nights, we'll feel a little pulled apart and not really, aligned.
Yep.
Then that's usually when I jump in and just make decisions. And they're not necessarily great ones, but I would rather have a decision that goes wrong than be kind of aimless and not know what's happening.
Yeah. I think when it comes to this game, I have just now, in the last couple of months, gotten comfortable enough to really make some choices in game. I think everybody hates picking where we're landing. That's always going to be the case. But when I first started, there was no way I was going to lead because I didn't know what I was doing, and then I was a terrible player. And it's just now that I'm actually getting kills and kind of carrying my teams. Not carrying, but carrying the load of my own role. What am I trying to say here?
You're carrying your own weight.
Yeah, carrying my own weight. Thanks. And so I'm not waiting for you guys to always pick me up. I'm picking you guys up sometimes, or we're
Sure.
working way better together. And I think that just now I'm able to be no, that's a bad idea. We should do this, or let's go somewhere else, or come in and save somebody who's been downed.
I think you're really good at being critical about what we've done incorrectly in the past few rounds. You usually have a thing to point out, oh, this didn't work out, that this should have gone differently.
So, sticking with this question, lead or follow, in real life, that is literally one of my skill sets, is being able to, if I could be paid to be a consultant in my field, that is a thing I would love to do, because I can see, cause and effect of the decisions we are making and how they affect us as a team,
right?
So that we can fix them in the future. And so, that's actually one of the things I love most about this game, is being able to analyze what we did or did not do right.
Right.
It's literally, I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. Okay, well, I died here. If I had made this decision, I could have gone over here, which means Zach wouldn't have taken those shots from the top of the hill and Dan wouldn't have gone off. Which seems, those are pretty accurate things that I would say.
Yeah. I noticed that I didn't die in that.
Oh,
scenario.
yeah, no, generally speaking, you would be the last one alive.
That's not true. Dan is usually last man standing.
Is
if our team's going to shit, then I've gone down doing something stupid, trying to flank or something like that.
That is true.
Zach's fired first. I've tried to flank, and Daniel's hiding behind a tree, healing up.
Yeah. That's fair. And then Nick actually wrote after that question, do you mean on the dance floor? And I would to add, I have one move, according to my wife, and that is dancing like Mick Jagger. And not in a good way. Just, I dance like Mick Jagger.
That's
so,
awesome.
Google it. That's me. Colonel Ping wants to know, what is one thing you would change about the game?
Oof. This is a tough one.
And you can't use normally answered, stock options.
Sure, generic.
Yep.
Deficiency, improve this or whatever. You know what? I think I would want the circle changes on the big maps.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. I think that it's shown, and if we were to go back to the big maps and have the old circle feature, I would be so incredibly bored.
I agree, but I still wouldn't like the loot tables on Erangel or Miramar.
Yeah, real bad.
I would still be upset by that. This is a tough question because the two maps are quite different from each other and completely different from Sanhok.
So different.
Let's see. Yeah, man, this is a tough one. Take out pistols. I don't know why. Just take them out.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. What would I like to see? I would like to see a revised parachute system.
Mm,
I want to go further and drop faster.
that would be nice.
I
Yeah.
would love it. So when we played the beta for COD Blops,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a really, really great parachuting system. So like you would fall at a normal rate of speed unless you hit a certain angle, and then all of a sudden it would boost you like permanently. So you would drop it until you got to like 60 feet per second. Maybe it was 60 meters a second, I don't know. And then you would get like the airstream on your sides, and then you
Yeah.
could go whatever direction you wanted to, and it would still keep you at that speed. So you could choose how you were dropping.
I see.
And then once you hit the ground, you kind of hit the ground running
Yeah.
instead of completely stopping and then having to pick up speed. And it just gave it a faster start to the game. And I think out of all of the things that I could ask for that are new and different, I think the start of this game needs improvement.
Yeah. No, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What's next?
starting match timers to 30 seconds might be a
Ooh,
good one too.
yeah. Think about
Have
all
our
the time
time in
you'd
lobby.
save.
It's a
30
lot when you
seconds
die
each.
real quick.
Yeah.
Tom asks, stream your gameplay, been involved in games and have streamed, so what do you think is one easy thing for a new streamer to correct early on to avoid any problems down the road? I would say one thing that was really hard for me early on was the stressor of going live. When I first, and like, keep in mind, I don't have viewers except for the generous HOTDROP community who come and support me.
And then he yells at them to go away.
Yeah, go watch Dan or Cody, because I seriously, my stream is just for sending cool clips to my brother or to the gents in the podcast. But the nerves that come with streaming, it's like a weird thing being on camera. I did used to stream with my camera on, but like just being on air felt really strange for a while, and it took me a decent amount of time to just get used to hitting the button. And it was a lot easier with PUBG, especially when Dano started to stream, because I just associated PUBG with streaming, and I just always streamed it. So it was really easy. Like I open PUBG, I open OBS, and boom. That it wasn't like a choice in my mind. It was just that's what you do. You open the game, you open OBS. But as far as technically, I would say get your bit rate, all of your settings. Like make sure do stream tests, test whatever game you want to play. Put on headphones, listen to it, make sure it's not too loud, make sure it's not too quiet. Stream with or play with other people to make sure their voices aren't too quiet. Getting those sound levels is really tricky. So if you work on it before you're actually playing a game, then it's a lot easier.
What I would say is don't overcomplicate your stream.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So when we had first started, like we had like a banner in there, and then we had like the challenges and all that stuff. And what we realized is like we don't need that stuff. We're just doing this to like play the video game and get people to hang out. And so like we got rid of those things one by one, and now we have nothing but like our droplets and the things that you can cheer us on with. Every once in a while we'll throw a fun one in, and that's it. That's all we have, and I think that's the greatest. Like we had an intro and we did all this stuff, and I was like, we don't need that. We just want to get on, hop on, and do our thing, because it's about like how you interact with people and what you give, and not just all the stuff that's on the screen. But then there are people like Steve, like Rickomania, who like that's what makes his stream amazing, is that he has an overlay over his game and he has interactivity in there. But that's just like he is so talented and like knows what he's doing. He's putting on a show.
Right.
We are not putting on a show. We are playing video games and hanging out with people.
Yeah, ours is much less production focused.
His is so awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so good. So everybody should check out Rigomania.
Twitch.tv/Rigomania. He's one of the mod squad. If you don't know how to spell it in the Discord.
Yeah. So these are pretty cool questions. I know they weren't necessarily meant for us, but that was fun to answer. Yeah. Those are the questions from the week. They were the questions. They were the questions from the week.
Quick shout out to Viggs, who had a birthday on Sunday.
Happy belated, Viggs.
Birthday. Yeah.
Cool.
Hope it was a good one. Sounded pretty awesome.
So I think it's like that time of the episode where we run that other song and then I sing over it. What are the chances I could get you to sing over it this week?
But I know what it sounds like. That's a terrible idea because
you don't know what it sounds like.
Just like an imitation of Cody singing the song.
Yeah.
That shall not be named.
Yep.
That's how we make that hotline bling. The hotline bling. This is the hotline bling.
You forgot the line, if it could only mean one thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't remember the song. I was just trying to say what you said.
That was a good one.
You have a new messages.
What's up, guys? Gross Reborn here. The second part of the early morning crew alongside Nick. 5:30 a.m. We're up, making sure people realize just because they woke up, it doesn't mean their nightmares are over. If you join up with us, you might as well know it's just the Olive Garden crew because when you're here, you're family. But in all seriousness, I want to give a shout out to the HOTDROP Discord. I had never joined Discord before. Started listening to the HOTDROP podcast. I said, what's this Discord thing? Let me download this. Let me check it out. And you guys are amazing. You guys are friendly, engaging, funny, and just an overall blast to play with. I didn't think, playing could get any better, but it's increased 3 times as much in terms of fun playing with everyone, and it's been a blessing finding you guys, listening to you guys every Thursday. Go ahead and add me up. Let's play together. You guys are the best.
All right. This is Sofa King Hot of the Sofa King crew. Appreciate the information you guys put on Discord, helping us out on mobile. Next clan member.
This is Sofa King Smooth. For all y'all that don't know, a.k.a. Mo, a.k.a. So Fucking Messed Up. I just want to thank you guys for all the info like Hot said. What I didn't appreciate, though, is I apparently posted a chicken dinner where a chicken dinner wasn't supposed to be posted. And then, my fault, I'm new. And I kind of got tongue lashing. But when I see you on the field, I got something for you. Next number.
Oh my God. This is Sofa King Slick, a.k.a. used to be Daddy-O. Love you guys, man. It's a great crew. Enjoy everything you guys do. Lots of hard work put in. Great effort.
That's all you asked, Slick?
That's it. That's all I got, man.
Yummy.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm dealing with stuff.
That's too late now. You're on
We're
doing
live.
the damn thing.
We're live.
Hey guys, this is Yummy. Just want to say hello, and I've enjoyed the last podcast, and I look forward to playing more games with you guys. And go ahead, keep playing, keep dribbling. No, guys. Okay, help me out, please.
She's drowning.
Life
Let her in the boat.
Let her go in the life.
Hey, it's called real life.
It might be too late to ask that question.
We can do.
All right, guys. I'm about to cook these steaks, so we're about to be done.
Alrighty, guys.
Appreciate it. See y'all.
See you guys.
All right,
Yep.
bye. Thanks.
So you survived another week, huh? This is the week, though. You get canceled. I see it happening. Never again!
Oh, yeah, hi, this is, Lord Beardface's, internet. I just want to apologize on the couple-day bender. I think I'm back online now. Okay, we'll talk soon.
Hey, this is an anonymous caller, and I just wanted to say that this episode, especially the Xbox box, was brilliant performance by Ironic Nick and the Downward Spiral. I think Ironic Bullet was an excellent host, and the Downward Spiral was even better. Great job, guys. That was awesome.